Good afternoon, and thank you for being with us this afternoon. This has been a learning week for sure. Before I share with you the new elements that are important to share, I want to highlight the key reflections from our community that has led us to look differently at our plans for next week. We have the best team of educators in the business who are working on behalf of Wichita students. Hands down, no question about it. They've worked day and night to develop a comprehensive plan for continuous learning and packet distribution, not having any real idea about how many parents and students would access content online versus picking up packets at our distribution sites. What we learned Monday is that there was significant interest in the packets in key locations in our community. So much so, in fact, that we had long lines and ran out of packets at several locations. We learned that many parents aren't able to get to the pickup locations during the day or to access packets online. And we know that parents in our community care a lot about the education of their children. Because of this, and as we have reviewed data and evaluated how to best respond to feedback, we expanded our service hours this week so that parents can pick up week 1 packets at any middle school or one of our 3 K-8 schools between the hours of 9 and 11 a.m. and between 1 and 2 p.m. This plan will carry us through this week. Then we will have a new plan moving forward. I am pleased to invite Dr. Tiffany Irving, our Deputy Superintendent, to the podium. She's going to share our new plan moving forward, which we believe is in the best interest of all concerned.
Thank you, Dr. Thompson. So beginning on Monday, April 6th, we will not do any packet distribution at any district locations. All packets will be mailed or will be available online, but we will eliminate in-person distribution due to concerns about social distancing. For week 2 packets, we will mail them to the homes of our pre-kindergarten through 8th grade students. We will mail based upon the information in our student information system. So please help us communicate the following message with our families. If you have any concern about the accuracy of your address in our student information system, now is the time to make sure that that information is updated. If a family needs to change their mailing address, they should call their child's school this week. We will provide details to all pre-K to 8th grade families next week when they receive their packets in the mail on how they can opt in to receive future packet information by U.S. mail. That's why it's critical that we have current mailing address for our families. What we know is that some families prefer to access the information online, and we absolutely encourage that as there are additional learning opportunities in our resource bank, that is also where you may find them at our WPS Learn continuous learning site. You've heard me mention our pre-K through 8th grade students. I'd like to also mention that our high school students, because of the different kinds of conversations at high schools related to graduation requirements, unique courses, and the desire by students to impact grades for future scholarship recognition, we will not be mailing packets to our high school students. Our high school teachers are already working to reach out to their families to create engaging conversations. We will continue to do that, and we are working this week to get technology into the hands of some of our high school students to assure that they can achieve their academic and graduation goals. I know that Dr. Thompson has additional comments to share with you, and we will be happy to answer any questions that you might have at the conclusion of that regarding packet distribution.
I want to thank Dr. Irving and her academic team once again for the tremendous work they have done to scale up an entirely new academic operation in a matter of several weeks. We worked to ease our students into their first week of continuous learning opportunities. We will continue to ramp up opportunities next week as teachers continue reaching out to students and reviewing packet work and other learning questions. We will challenge our learners next week and beyond to think differently about independent learning, self-direction, academic challenges, and the amazing new opportunities ahead as we respond with courage and resilience during these difficult times. There is one key item that I would like to share with our community this afternoon. Based on guidance from the Sedgwick County Health Department, our facilities team will be locking all district playgrounds over the course of this week. Believe me, I recognize the angst and unhappiness this will create with our communities. But the reality is that we cannot assure that our playgrounds won't become a harbor for community spread of the coronavirus. As we look ahead to the anticipated mid-April peak of the coronavirus in our community, it is imperative that we take the county's guidance on this matter. In closing, I want to affirm that every decision we have made has been with a focus on safety of our staff, our students, and our families. We will continue to make decisions through this lens in the difficult days ahead. With that in mind, Dr. Irving and I will stand for your questions.
What was the reason for the adjustments in the distribution of packages? Feedback from parents? Was it observations from employees, staff?
All. He asked about the change and why we decided to change, and the change was because we were not following the distancing, and that we think that that's critically important if we want our community to be safe, and we do not want to be part of creating the spread of the coronavirus. So it was important for us to make that adjustment.
With mailing the packets, what will be the cost of that, and does that provide any sort of impact to the planned budget for the school year?
Yes, it will make an impact to the plan, but again, when you are in a crisis, you have to make decisions that will impact your budget, and so we'll have to worry about that later. Right now, our main concern is the safety of our students, our staff, our families, and the entire community.
What steps are going to be necessary to secure the playgrounds? Are you going to have to put fencing around some of them? Some of them are obviously probably fairly open. Other ones are behind fences. How is that going to be? How are they going to be secured?
Yes, we do have fencing around our playgrounds, as we've done that prior to this for safety reasons, but we always had, some of the sites had them open so that we could allow folks to come in and use them, which they should. At this point, we will be taking the ones that are open and we will be locking them with locks. So they will shut. We do have fencing that will close them in, and they will be locked with lock and bolt.
You can regularly patrol them, make sure that people are following,
We
staying out.
we will not be monitoring the playgrounds because they will be locked.
I guess how many playgrounds are we talking here? I know there's quite a few of them.
Well, I'm not sure exactly how many. We have 50 playgrounds.
You mentioned that you will be working to get tech to high school students. Can you provide any specifics about what specific technology you'll be getting them, and what about the students that don't have internet access?
We will be working with our high school students on internet access, as well as anyone that does not have a device currently at home for use. And we are working diligently this week to be able to get that plan together, and we will talk more about that at a later press conference.
And to follow up on that, you mentioned that the teachers will be reaching out to the families. Should the families, if they have a specific need with technology or internet, should they call the school and say, hey, I need some extra help?
Not, he asked, should parents, if they need internet or technology, should they call the school? And the answer is no. We will be contacting the appropriate high school students who have identified through the surveys that we've put out who have the need, and then we will then contact those families for the distribution as well as to the support with the internet access.
I guess the idea with that might look like, is that a matter of getting people at those mobile hotspots, or kind of runs through kind of what that might entail to getting those folks connection and access to what they need?
Well, I'm sure it will be a variety of modes, whichever ones that will work for the particular family. So we have access and we will have availability for any of our high school students at that time, and we will be working with our technology team and families to determine those needs.
Have you been in contact with any local internet service providers that might have solutions or options that they might be willing to work with USD 259 for these specific purposes?
We are in contact and in conversations with those folks as we speak. And when we are ready to share that information, we will.
Can you guys talk about participation in the survey? Have you guys had pretty good participation in the surveys you sent out, and also just the importance of people making sure they get a hold of you guys if they're hearing about this and getting the right contact information? So I know obviously some people have moved around and your contact information may be incorrect for them or outdated.
Yes, we are getting communication with our families. We're doing pretty good, but we still have a segment of folks out there that we do not have correct information. We are still pleading with families. If you see people in your neighborhood or at your church, make sure that they have communicated with their school to make sure that we have the correct information so that we can provide you with your educational experience. That's the only mode of communication that we have at this point, is if we have correct information in our portal for our students.
You mentioned that obviously we're in an emergency and there's going to be a cost associated with that. Do you have a rough estimate of everything that you all are working to implement and do at this point? Do you have a rough estimate of what that's costing?
Not at this time. I'm sure at some point we'll have all those estimates ready, but right now we're still in conversations with our partners that have decided to step up and work with us on these projects. And as soon as we have information available of total costs and those things, because I know that will be of interest at some point, we'll be able to provide those. But at this point, we don't really have it. We're working on estimates and estimations of what we think we may need and what the costs may be. So when we have that, we'll share.
I know we've had some people reach out to us and say that either they missed getting a packet or went to get a packet and it was a bit of a fiasco, and they said, we're going to keep our distance and away. Are you going to do anything different? Are you hoping that some of those people that may have missed out will contact you guys, or will you guys be contacting them and double checking?
Yeah, right now we do have teachers engaged with students at this time, and what we've told our staff to do is if there are people that they can help them to figure out how to do that online, because some people actually thought that they didn't know that they could get it online. So they're helping them do that, as well as we still are distributing packets this week at all those sites again. At the times, I think it was 8 to 11, 9 to 11, and then 1 to 2. So we are still distributing packets. If they did not receive a packet, we still have them available. And teachers are actually talking to students about that also, and families online as well. Yes. That's okay. You're good.
With the meal distributions that are going on, obviously things are changing so quickly with coronavirus. Do you all anticipate any sort of change in doing that?
As we stated earlier, each week we will take an assessment of everything that has occurred, and then we will be making adjustments. So if there will be any adjustments to anything, we will be announcing those on Friday at our press conference. All right. Again, families and community members, thank you for tuning in to this press conference, and we will have more information and details about week 2 of our continuous learning plans and any other adjustments that we will need to make on Friday. Thank you.